Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inauguration of Dr. Jonathan K. Jefferson, the 18th President of Roxbury Community College. Please stand as you are able for the academic processional, led by Marshals James Whitley, Hillel Sims, and Everest Onua. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Athene Wilson to the stage and remain standing as you are able for the national anthem and lift every voice and sing.
Check, 1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Thank you so much.
Please be seated.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the inauguration of Dr. Jonathan K. Jefferson, the 18th president of our great and historic Roxbury Community College. On behalf of the leadership team at RCC, thank you so much for being here this afternoon to celebrate our president, RCC's new strategic vision, and the exceptional work this college community has achieved through collaboration over the past 20 months. For anyone that I haven't met yet, I'm Jim Whitley, the Vice President of Academic Affairs, and it's my honor to serve as the MC for our program this afternoon. I've been at the college since January 2025, and I genuinely respect and appreciate the legacy of this institution, and I enjoy working alongside Dr. Jefferson, the leadership team, RCC's dedicated faculty and staff members, and the wonderful, incredible student body at RCC. It's a privilege to welcome our first speaker, an RCC alum who exemplifies the possibilities that RCC provides to our students. Interim Board Chair Izzy Marrero, please join me in welcoming Mr. Marrero to the podium with a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the RCC Board of Trustees, Foundation Board, faculty, staff, students, and long-term supporters of RCC, welcome to the inauguration of Dr. Jonathan K. Jefferson. I would like to start by thanking the elected officials who have joined us today. Thank you for your unparalleled support, and pray for your continued support moving forward. Please stand so you can be thanked and recognized by all in attendance. I also want to acknowledge former State Senator Diane Wilkerson as well, who's with us. Thank you, ma'am. I also extend my personal thanks to the new Secretary of Education, Steven Reich, and Higher Education Commissioner, Noel Ortega, for joining us for this important milestone. Thank you, gentlemen. As Vice President Whitley stated, in addition to serving as the interim chair of the Board of Trustees, I am a proud alum of RCC. For those that don't know, today is my official last act as interim board chair. I now go back to my position as vice chair. As of yesterday, Dr. Richard O'Brien has been sworn in as the new board chair of Roxbury Community College. I look forward to continuing the work on the board alongside this phenomenal team. I'm a little biased, but yes. Although it's been a few years since I've been in the classroom, to this day, I still have incredible memories of my RCC experience. I tell the story a lot, and this one's a little interesting, and I'm gonna get off script a little bit here, so please forgive me. But you've been told all through life, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, this particular professor told me, it's what you know, it's not who you know. So this particular professor, I actually have a friendship with one of his sons. It's not a very common last name, Onoha. So as I'm turning in a piece of paper, an assignment, I said, hey, Dr. Onoha, I actually believe I'm friends with a relative of yours. His name is Will Onoha. Dr. Onoha looked at me, he goes, yes, Will, very good son. I said, yes, he is, he's a good personal friend of mine. And I turned in my paper. I started to walk away. And this is where I was taught the first lesson. There is integrity here. Dr. Onoha said, Mr. Marrero, just so you know, your relationship with my son has no bearing in here. I then proceeded to tuck my tail in, walk to my desk, and I told Will, you serve no purpose here. But that was one of my first experiences and one of the lasting memories and definitely a lesson learned. Regardless of who you know, you still got to be about the work and put in the work, and I learned that here at RCC. This experience has provided me the foundation I needed for a successful career and returned to my studies to earn both a bachelor's and a master's in pursuit of my long-term goals. Thank you. Never too old to go back to school. I got my master's 2 years ago at the age of 49. I'm sorry, at the age of 29. 29? Ensuring that every RCC student leaves the college with the same foundation is both deeply important and deeply personal to me. And I can state without hesitation that Dr. Jonathan K. Jefferson shares my deep-seated commitment to student success. It was clear during the interview process and has been solidified over the past 20 months. Definitely worth his weight in gold. And then some. Dr. Jefferson, thank you for your exceptional leadership and for your commitment to honoring RCC's legacy while transforming the college into a future-proof, state-of-the-art, work-ready career college. I know that you will continue to prioritize the student experience and will continue to work diligently to provide every student with the personalized support needed for long-term success. On behalf of RCC's Board of Trustees, we look forward to continuing our collaborative efforts to grow, support, and exemplify Roxbury Community College.
Thank you for those inspiring words, Interim Chair Marrero. I'm now pleased to welcome the delegation of elected officials on stage, all of whom have offered unparalleled support of Roxbury Community College for many, many years. Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll is here on behalf of the Driscoll-Healy administration. An administration that has led incredible initiatives, including free community college for all, in support of strengthening Massachusetts' already robust public education system. Mayor Michelle Wu. A long-term supporter of RCC, who has collaborated directly with Dr. Jefferson on RCC's and the city's shared initiatives. Senator Liz Miranda. Truly a fixture at RCC and in the State House, where she advocates constantly for new funding for RCC and the Reggie, including her recent $3 million line item for capital upgrades at the Reggie Lewis Track and Athletic Center. Representative China Tyler, also a long-term supporter of the college and the Reggie, who tirelessly advocates for additional funding while ensuring that her constituents, including RCC students, receives the resources that they deserve. Counselor and Reverend Culpepper. Reverend Culpepper was recently elected to represent the mighty District 7 and has already become a presence on campus and a strong supporter of Dr. Jefferson and the college. Thank you all. Up first, I'm pleased to welcome Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll.
So great to be here this afternoon. Thank you, Roxbury Community College. It's truly an honor to be here for what is a historic moment in a historic institution that represents not just the strength of Roxbury, but the future of Massachusetts. I'm so grateful to stand alongside so many leaders who are building the future every single day. Mayor Wu, Senator Miranda, Representative China Tyler, Reverend and Councilor Culpepper, so many colleagues of our community colleges here as well. So grateful to be with you in all the work we're doing, whether it's in philanthropy and education and workforce development. To the board and faculty and staff and alumni, thank you so much for every single day leading this institution with grace and with integrity. And most importantly, to our students of Roxbury Community College, thank you for what you do in this institution and in this community. You know, today we celebrate you, President Dr. Jonathan Jefferson, the 18th president of this institution and a doer of good deeds. Your leadership, vision, and experience is something that RCC is grateful to be able to capitalize on. You know, Roxbury Community College is unlike any other institution in our Commonwealth. As a federally designated minority-serving institution and the only predominantly Black institution in New England, RCC holds a unique and essential role. For decades, it has been at the forefront of expanding opportunity for students who too often have been left out, too often have been left behind. That mission is not just important, it is foundational to who we are as a state. You know, Massachusetts has long believed that education is the great equalizer. From the earliest public schools to the nation world-class leading colleges and universities we are known for today, we've always understood that investing in education is investing in our people and in our future. And yet we also know this: even in the most highly educated state in the country, inequities persist. Educational attainment and the economic mobility that comes with it is still too often determined by zip code, income, and race. It's really unacceptable, and it's exactly why institutions like RCC are so critical. Because RCC is not just a college. It can be a critical pathway as well, a pathway to opportunity, to stability, to generational change. We see it in the data. In Massachusetts, community college graduates see significantly higher earnings within just a few years of completing their degree. But more importantly, we see it in the lives behind those numbers. The first-generation students, the working parents, the career changers who walk through these doors and leave with not just a credential, but a whole new trajectory. A trajectory that just doesn't change their lives, but the lives of their families, their children, and their communities. That's the power of community colleges. And that's why, as an administration, we've made historic investments in public higher ed. I'm a public higher ed grad myself. I know the difference it can make in a family, in a community, for an individual. That's one of the reasons we've helped make community college free. And not just free in terms of tuition, but also trying to provide dollars for those supportive services that we know are critical for success. Because cost should never be the barrier between someone and their future. And if you have the acumen and the fire in your belly to go to college, we don't want cost to be a reason you don't achieve that goal. It's very simple in Massachusetts. We've also expanded early college programs so students, especially in underserved communities, can earn college credit while still in high school. And they can see themselves on a path they may never have imagined without that experience as a young teenager. We're investing in career and technical education as well, workforce partnerships, and modern campus infrastructure, because we know that learning must be connected to opportunity. Our young people are telling us that. And we're backing it up with resources, including a once-in-a-generation capital investment to modernize campuses like RCC, ensuring students have access to the facilities, the technology, and the support they deserve. But let's be clear, access alone is not enough. We have a responsibility not just to open doors, but to make sure students succeed once they walk through them. That means accountability, it means support services, it means aligning programs with real workforce needs, and it means leadership that understands both the promise and the urgency of this work. And that brings me to Dr. Jefferson. President Jefferson, you bring not only deep experience in higher education leadership, but a personal understanding of the journey so many RCC students are on. As a first-generation college graduate, you know what it means for education to change the course of a life. You've already begun to build partnerships that connect students to careers, that strengthen academic programs, and positions RCC as a hub of opportunity in the community and beyond. And as a Morehouse graduate, you know and live the mission of Morehouse College. Develop men with disciplined minds who will lead lives of leadership and service. Your leadership comes at a pivotal moment, not just for this college, but frankly for our entire state. Because if Massachusetts is going to continue to lead in innovation, in economic growth, in opportunity, then we must ensure that every resident has the chance to contribute to and benefit from that success. RCC is central to that vision. This is where talent is discovered, where potential is realized, and where futures are built. So today, we celebrate you, President Johnson. We celebrate the students whose lives will be changed under your leadership, and we celebrate the role that RCC will continue to play in building a more equitable, a more inclusive, and a more prosperous Massachusetts. On behalf of Governor Healy and our entire administration, I want you to know you have a partner in all of that work with us. We'll continue to invest, we'll continue to push for results, we'll continue to stand with you in the work of transforming lives through education. Congratulations, President Johnson, and thank you, RCC, for all that you're doing.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Vice President Whitley, for hosting us, and to all of the faculty, staff, students, and the community here at RCC. It's always an honor to be with you all. I want to thank also my colleagues in elected office and government who are here and who are working on behalf of our residents to deliver the promises of what this Commonwealth and city stand for. So Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, and Secretary Zreik and Commissioner Ortega, thank you for your partnership in the administration. Senator Miranda, Representative Tyler, Councilor and Reverend Culpepper, and I think Councilors Flynn and Worrell are in the House as well. I know our Chief of Worker Empowerment, Trent Nguyen, is here. And when I heard mention of Morehouse, I heard that, I heard the voice, and I realized our former Chief Shogun Idawu is in the House as well. Thank you all for your work on behalf of the city, the Commonwealth, and all that we do. And thank you, I want to recognize and thank former Senator Wilkerson also for all of your leadership. What an honor it is to be here with our community to mark another major milestone on such an important day in the life of such an important institution for our city. And what an honor to be here as we officially inaugurate Dr. Jonathan Jefferson as president of Roxbury Community College. I have to admit, it caught me a little bit by surprise when I saw this item on the calendar, because we all know Dr. Jefferson's already been around for a little bit. And it is a mark of his spirit, his vision, and also his approach that we are, in fact, so many months and even years removed from when he actually started doing the work. And it wasn't until later that we're doing the official celebration and commemorations. In the time that I've known him, I have deeply admired that style of leadership. He's been in charge at a lot of places: Citibank, AT&T, Albany State, Clark Atlanta, Leslie, even the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. But he is not and never has been that leader who always needs to speak first. I'll often be at an event, turn around, and he's just standing there all dressed down in his Saturday clothes because he just wanted to show up and be present in community at an event that RCC wasn't even the headliner of, an event that there was no speaking program, no cameras. He wanted to be there just to be in community. He spent 2 years almost 2 years since becoming president in July 2024, and didn't want to get celebrated until he'd actually done the work and could bring us all together with proof of that vision. So how exciting to be here now that we have already been living the benefits of that vision, and that we finally got to persuade you to let us celebrate you a little bit. Dr. Jefferson is the definition of a servant leader. Roxbury Community College and our city are extremely blessed to have you in this role. When Dr. Jefferson took office, the first thing he did was to go listen to students. Whether they were new high school graduates, working parents, or professionals in the middle of a career change, he wanted to know what their dreams were and how RCC could help them get there. And with those learnings, he took steps so that RCC could continue to deliver and to strengthen even more our partnership between the City of Boston and this treasured institution in the work of connecting Boston's young people to meaningful opportunities. For 7 years now, the Reggie has generously hosted our Summer Youth Jobs and Resource Fair, the biggest annual event for young people looking for paid summer jobs with a guarantee to get one. We were just there over the weekend together. Last summer, RCC hired 75 of those young people directly, bringing them on campus to learn and explore STEM career pathways. And through the city's Summer Learn and Earn program, RCC is the foundation so that high school juniors and seniors get the chance to take college-level courses while still earning a paycheck, supporting their families and developing those skills. Under Dr. Jefferson's leadership, RCC has doubled down on helping our young people engage with our community, to discover their passions and dream even bigger about their futures. Over 250 Boston residents are right now getting tuition-free college through RCC. Thank you so much to our state partners. Students are getting certified, getting placed in jobs, and taking the next steps for their brightest career. So it's safe to say, Dr. Jefferson has done a lot more than just listen over the past 2 years. He's already made a real difference in the lives of our young people. We are so grateful for your leadership. We're so honored for your partnership, and we can't wait to keep working together to expand on the opportunities for our city and for this community. Thank you for the example that you set. Congratulations.
Hi, y'all. I didn't want to bust my behind. Good afternoon, everybody. To my colleagues, past and present, to the students, the faculty, and the administrative staff, to esteemed guests, and to also the community of Roxbury, who I see you in this room. Buenas tardes, boa tarde, and good afternoon. It's truly an honor to be here today with all of you celebrating this moment, not just for RCC, but for the entire community of Roxbury and our city. As someone who was born and raised in this community, who went to high school right across the street, this institution has always meant something deeper to us. RCC is not just a college. It is a reflection of who we actually are. It is where dreams are built, where second chances are actually real, and where generations of our neighbors, and make no mistake, generations from grandma down, have come to find their path forward and up. I've watched this institution over the years through moments where it has thrived and also moments where it's faced some real challenges. I've seen the resilience of this community throughout both. The dedication of the faculty and staff and the determination of the students who show up every day despite the odds that they face beyond these doors. That's what makes RCC special. But today feels different. Today feels like a turning of the page. I was remarking while I was in line that I see so much good press about RCC, and I'm always so happy. And Dr. Jefferson, to my church buddy with his Spike Lee can I give a round of applause for your Spike Lee glasses? I love them. Congratulations on today, on your inauguration. Your leadership has come at a moment when this institution is not only stabilizing, but it's rising. And it's grounded in a vision that centers its students. It has equity at the core and is always about opportunity. And that matters deeply for Roxbury, for Boston, and the future of our great state of Massachusetts. Community colleges like RCC are the backbone of not only economic mobility, but of our entire communities. They open doors for first-generation students, for working parents, and for returning learners. People who are too often overlooked, who carry such promise. Investing in RCC is investing in our people. And I want you to know that as your state senator, I will continue to fight alongside my colleagues to make sure that this institution has the resources, right? Money is important, the support, and the recognition it deserves. Because RCC's history, RCC's story is our own. And I have to say that I'm genuinely excited about what actually comes next. Not just for today, but for the next 50 years. 50 years of growth, of excellence, and lifting up the community and preparing the next generation to lead. To everyone here, to the students, the faculty, the staff, and the leadership, thank you for your commitment to this institution and to this community and to one another. Dr. Jefferson, we are ready to stand next to you for this next chapter. Congratulations and thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. For the past decade, it has been a true honor to represent the Roxbury Community College in my district at the State House on Beacon Hill. This institution is an important asset to our community, as you all know, and has served the Commonwealth in so many different life-changing ways. It has been the home to one of the first state-of-the-art athletic centers, the Reggie Lewis Center, that serves as a home for the Tigers and many student athletes across the Commonwealth. It actually also served as a mass vaccination site during the COVID public health crisis. And it continues to offer free competitive academic programs, like the Lieutenant Governor mentioned, so that our students can be competitive as they go on in their academic careers. It has been a pleasure to have Dr. Jefferson leading this college. During his time here, he has demonstrated, certainly to me, his deep commitment to student success and community impact. More students now see themselves actually thriving here at Roxbury Community College, as he has helped increase enrollment and expand opportunity here at the college. More students actually are able to sustain themselves financially thanks to initiatives like the Roxbox Food Pantry, which addresses food insecurity amongst the student body here at Roxbury Community College. Personally, one of my favorites. While there's so much I can speak of and so many things that my colleagues mentioned, it is clear that your thoughtful leadership is making a long-lasting difference here at Roxbury Community College and across the Commonwealth. So I just simply want to say congratulations to you. We really appreciate your effort and you showing up every day for Roxbury Community College, and we're grateful to have you and look forward to, listen, 50 more years, as many years as you want to be here, we'll have you. And we're just grateful for your leadership again. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. My name is Minyard Culpepper, serve as District 7 City Councilor. And I'm also the pastor of the Pleasant Hill Baptist Church for the past 30 years. And I've performed many marriages, and I consider the relationship between the president and the college students community as a marriage. To have and to hold, for better or for worse, sickness and in health, to love and to cherish before God and all of these witnesses. And I usually take the groom into my study, and I'll say to the groom, now look, you're in this for the rest of your life. Or the back door is over there and you've got one chance if you want to exit. Dr. Jefferson, today, it is an honor to celebrate Dr. Jonathan Jefferson, the extraordinary contributions that you've already made to this community, and the promising new chapter we are stepping into together. 1 year into his leadership, 1 year, Dr. Jefferson has made one thing clear, that RCC is not just moving forward, that it's moving with intention. Because when students' well-being, success, and growth are at the center of every decision, the whole institution thrives. Let me just say that again. When students are at the center, the whole institution thrives. And Dr. Jefferson has kept the students at the center of all of the decisions he has made. And this is exactly what RCC has seen in this past year. In his first year, Dr. Jefferson balanced the budget, increased enrollment, streamlined operations, expanded student resources, and made student support more accessible than ever before. But he didn't stop at the walls of the campus. Dr. Jefferson has been a bridge builder, connecting RCC with institutions across this region so that opportunities available to our students are multiplied. He even came down to my office in my first 30 days and sat there to look me over to make sure that I was all right. And when the students walked out of the doors, they are equipped. Just like you heard from Izzy, they are equipped, empowered, and they're ready to make their mark on the world. RCC is not just a college. It is the cornerstone of this community. Its growth is our growth. Its success is our success. The students who walk through these doors are our future. And so to you, Dr. Jefferson, know that you do not stand alone. We stand beside you and we stand with you in everything that you choose to accomplish. We're united and unwavering in our commitment to ensure that this institution serves its students and this community, not just today, but for every generation that follows. God bless you, Dr. Jefferson, and we're in this together. Let me just read this resolution. Thank you. Let me read the resolution. You can keep that for the record.
Thank you.
City of Boston and City Council official resolution presented by Councilor Minyard Culpepper. Be it resolved that the Boston City Council offers its congratulations to Dr. Jonathan K. Jefferson in recognition of Dr. Jefferson's appointment as president of the Roxbury Community College. Dr. Jefferson has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to strategic planning, academic excellence, and leadership development. He has achieved significant early successes, including balancing the college budget, increasing enrollment, launching comprehensive strategic and campus master planning efforts. His visionary leadership has driven transformative improvements across Roxbury Community College. And be it resolved that the Boston City Council, including my brother Councilor Ed Flynn, extends its best wishes for your continued success. That this resolution be duly signed by the President of the City Council and attested to a copy thereof, transmitted by the Clerk of the City of Boston, and offered on this 24th day of April, 2026, by Councilor District 7, Minyard Culpepper.
How do I follow that? Wow. Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, Mayor Wu, Senator Miranda, Representative Tyler, and Councilor Culpepper, thank you all so much for your excellent remarks and continued support. I'm now very pleased to introduce the RCC representatives who will deliver some remarks on behalf of RCC's internal community. Randy Korn, Vice President of Student Success, will speak on behalf of RCC's leadership team. Professor Everest Onuoha, we heard a little bit about you earlier. Professor Emeritus, former Dean, and RCC's resident historian will bring greetings on behalf of the faculty. And although he can't be here today, we also had some words from our student trustee, Xavier Youngblood. We can share those in another way afterwards. To start, though, please join me in welcoming my friend and colleague, Dr. Randy Korn, to the podium.
Sometimes you need a little help stepping up. Good afternoon, everyone. In 2015, 2 new staff arrived at another university. One was a student services administrator, and the other was a certain department chair who would eventually become the president we celebrate today. We spent year 1 learning about the culture and identifying gaps. I was busy with student success and retention metrics, hoping somebody would partner with me. President Jefferson was busy with accreditation and improving a 20-year-old business curriculum to make sure graduates were globally marketable. Then, about 18 months in, President Jefferson walked into my office and asked a simple question. Do you know what SI is? Well, to quickly answer this question, for anyone who's thinking, nope. SI, or supplemental instruction, refers to student-led tutoring programs targeting historically difficult classes like calculus or economics. I was thrilled. Finally, a partner in crime, someone who understood. That day started a decade-long conversation of what if. When the what ifs started, they did not stop. President Jefferson said, what if we created hubs of student support? What if we trained our student leaders to focus on the whole student, not just the GPA? What if every student, regardless of major, graduated with current, marketable skills and real-life experience? He never believed that rigor and passion were at odds. We started by building a space near faculty offices where tutoring could thrive. President Jefferson ordered treats and cookies from a local caterer every week to keep students attending. His students interned in the finance district at places like Fidelity and at the Red Sox and Celtics organizations. As he moved from professor to provost, the what ifs grew. What if we scaled holistic support across the whole university? What if we reconfigured every space to put students, faculty, and support together? At every level of administration, he never wavered, student success above all else. So when he was named our 18th president and called me to ask, what if we worked together on retention one more time? I had only one answer. What if we did? President Jefferson, we are ready for your next what if. Congratulations.
Greetings, everyone. Dr. Jonathan Jefferson, the 18th president of Roxbury Community College. There is an African aphorism that says a man who has no gift of speaking would say, my kinsman has said all that I want to say. But let me say that the history of your accomplishment is a moving evocation that never ceases to inspire. It is a validation of your indomitable and indefatigable commitment to academic and administrative excellence, especially here at RCC. Since you ascended the position of president, you have not only improved on the work of your predecessor, but have proven to be a leader with an inspiring and exemplary executive presence, capable of blending viewpoints with tactical considerations to inspire, build trust, and achieve desired outcomes. The period before your predecessor and your presidency was an interregnum of eclipse, but you have illuminated the life of the college in many areas of endeavors. You took what was built on stone and made it into marble. First, you not only stabilized and strengthened the college fiscal position, and ultimately wiped out the college financial debt, restoring fiscal integrity. You created the RCC Connect portal, an educational tool that sustains and supports students' success. You did not stop there. You have assiduously charted a course that improves students' sustainability, academic progress, and created the kind of academic and cultural ambience that makes students happy to learn here, raising academic excellence to unprecedented height. You made a commitment that students who come to learn at RCC, either by their volition or by external persuasion, will drink profoundly from the fount of knowledge that flows from this institution of great professors and educators. But remember, as educators, our task is not to build monuments of bricks and stone. For if we walk on brass, time will deface it. If we erect temples, they will crumble into ruins. If we build on sand, it will perish. But if we work on empowering our students and adequately supporting our faculty, if we treat them with respect and empower them with knowledge and the true benefits of higher education, as expressed in our mission statement, and with the just fear of God and love for our fellow men and women, we will be engraving on those tablets something that will brighten all eternity and make RCC an immortal force so long as this institution shall endure. Finally, on behalf of my fellow faculty, we thank you for the excellent work you are doing. You are an epistle written in our hearts, read and learned of all men. In conclusion, I bless you in the words of my ancestors, as I blessed RCC in 1985 at groundbreaking ceremony. Ka Chineke gọzie gị, nye gị ogologo ndụ na ahụike. In translation and transliteration, two different words. May God bless you. May he lift and shine the light of his countenance upon you and give you peace and longevity in your life and presidency at RCC. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Athene Wilson back to the stage to perform her rendition of Rise Up by Andra Day.
Thank you. President Jefferson, just wanted to leave this with you. With all the support and with God, we just want to congratulate you. And with the words of the song, keep rising and keep moving those mountains. You're broken down and tired of living a life on a merry-go-round. You can't fight the fighter, but I see in you, you're gonna walk it out and move mountains. You're gonna walk it out and move mountains. And you'll rise up, rise like the day. You'll rise up, rise unafraid. You'll rise up and do it 1,000 times again. You'll rise up, rise like the waves. You'll rise up, in spite of the ache. You'll rise up and do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, oh, for you, yes. When the quiet isn't silent and it feels like you're getting hard to breathe, sometimes you may feel like dying, but I know you'll take the world at its feet and move mountains. You're gonna rise up and move those mountains. And you'll rise up, rise with the day. You'll rise up, in spite of the ache. You'll rise up and do it 1,000 times again. Yes, you'll rise up, rise like the waves. You'll rise up, in spite of the ache. You'll rise up and do it 1,000 times again. And move, you're gonna move, you're gonna move those mountains. I know you're gonna move them. You move, you're gonna move, yes, in your rise up. You're gonna rise up.
Needed to take a minute there. Whew. Another round of applause for Athene. Thank you so much. I'm now pleased to welcome and thank two exceptional educational leaders from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Dr. Stephen Zreich, Jr., who was appointed Secretary of Education by Governor Maura Healey in February after his excellent leadership of Salem Public Schools, is here at RCC to bring greetings from the Commonwealth. And Dr. Noe Ortega, who has faithfully served the Commonwealth as Commissioner of Higher Education since November 2022 and was integrally involved in Dr. Jefferson's interview process. He's been a presence at the college since he started this role. Please join me in welcoming these two leaders to the podium.
Well, I was going to sing, but I didn't want to overshadow anybody.
I'll back you up.
Yeah, thank you. We were going to do something together, but that was just marvelous. Thank you, Ms. Wilson. So good afternoon, Roxbury Community College. Let me try that again. Good afternoon, Roxbury. I'm honored to be here on this momentous occasion to formally welcome and congratulate Dr. Jonathan Jefferson on his selection as the 18th president of RCC. On behalf of the Commonwealth, I bring not only greetings, but a deep sense of optimism about the impact that President Jefferson has and will have on this institution. After reading a little bit about his track record, it reflects a clear focus on strategic planning, a drive to innovate, and a steadfast commitment to academic excellence. Dr. Jefferson is relentless in developing and fine-tuning pathways that launch students into successful employment opportunities. He is the right leader to meet this moment. While I'm new to this role, a mere 20 days in, I know the vital role that RCC plays in the educational landscape of this city. I served 7 years as a school principal in the Boston Public Schools, and I was well aware of the history of this institution in serving BPS graduates with acclaim, particularly first-generation college-goers in need of additional support and guidance to persist. RCC serves as an anchor in this community, a hub of higher education with a brand that is valued by students, families, and employers. Over the last few years, the school's core mission and efforts have been bolstered by historic investments from the Haley Driscoll administration in tuition, wraparound services, and early college offerings through initiatives like Free Community College, Massachusetts Success, and the Mass Grant Plus program. In leveraging these resources, RCC has strengthened the transition from high school to post-secondary education, almost doubling enrollment and catapulting countless students into meaningful careers or the transfer and completion of a 4-year degree. We look forward in the Commonwealth to partnering with Dr. Jefferson and the Roxbury Community College team for years to come. Together, we will continue the important work of strengthening and affirming RCC's reputation as a powerful engine for life-changing opportunity in this community. We pledge to continue to expand access, affordability, and support so that the city's youth can pursue their goals and build lives of purpose and endless possibility. Congratulations to this community, and congratulations, Dr. Jefferson.
Good afternoon to all, and I'm pleased to also welcome Secretary Zreich to the row. Only been in there for 20 days. I want to make a quick observation as we move into this next part of the program. But if ever the question comes up of what the community and community college means, today exemplifies exactly what that is. The people who circle around you to support, to make sure that they're also demonstrating their collective commitment to the success of the college and the students who enroll here. And it's such a pleasure to observe this as it plays out. I also want to point out one more thing, which I think was alluded to earlier in the remarks, which is to suggest that in college leaders, we often see them as having navigated a process to be selected as president. But the truth is, they selected us to bless us with their leadership and ability. So Dr. Jefferson, as we move to this next part, I want to say thank you for choosing us in order to share your leadership with us. I also have the honor of swearing you in as the 18th president of Roxbury Community College. So if you don't mind joining me here as well, Dr. Jefferson, along with interim chair Marrero and newly anointed chair O'Brien as well. Supposed to grab the Constitution of the United States, which I hope this is it. Yeah. All right, fantastic. I'll hand it to you.
It sure is.
Fantastic. So, if you can, please repeat after me, Dr. Jefferson. I, please state your name.
I, Jonathan Jefferson,
do solemnly swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and will support the Constitution thereof.
I,
Jonathan Jefferson,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
to discharge and perform all duties incumbent upon me
to discharge and perform all duties incumbent upon me
as president of Roxbury Community College
as president of Roxbury Community College
according to the best of my abilities and understanding,
according to the best of my abilities and understanding,
according to the rules and regulations
according to the rules and regulations
of the Constitution and the laws of this Commonwealth. Of the Constitution and the laws of this Commonwealth.
of the Constitution and the laws of this Commonwealth.
I,
Jonathan Jefferson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Please join me in applauding Dr. Jefferson. We will now make this official on paper, if that's okay. There we go. Congratulations to you. What a pleasure. What a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Well done. Well done. Turn this back to you.
No, thank you. We got the next one.
There we go.
Yep. Go ahead.
You got it?
Say that piece right there. Yep.
Dr. Jonathan K. Jefferson, having taken the oath of office and by the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of Roxbury Community College, it is my distinct honor and privilege to invest you as president of Roxbury Community College.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I present you the Presidential Medallion, a symbol of trust, responsibility, and leadership entrusted to you. With this medallion, we affirm your leadership and officially welcome you as President of Roxbury Community College.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. We proudly present to you the President of Roxbury Community College, Dr. Jonathan K. Jefferson.
Thank you, Secretaries Reich, Commissioner Ortega, Interim Chair Marrero, and Incoming Chair O'Brien for helping us commemorate this historic occasion. When I joined RCC in January 2025, I was lucky to join an executive leadership council that was already working collaboratively to move this college into its next era of success. Over the past year and a few months, I've spent time developing strong relationships across the institution, including with our next speaker, Loretta Siggers-Benton, a woman who wears so many hats and does so with great poise, is currently serving as Chief Operating Officer and Interim Vice President of Advancement and the RCC Foundation. In addition to serving as the second in command to Dr. Jefferson, she's been a consistent resource to the college community. Please join me in welcoming Loretta Siggers-Benton to the podium.
Good afternoon. How exciting is this? Oh, I tell you. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud. Thank you for the kind introduction, Jim. And thank you all for being here today. It truly means a lot to see so many people gathered to celebrate Dr. Jefferson's presidency, the incredible work already happening at RCC, and our shared commitment to this institution. Over the past 20 months, I've had the privilege of not only being your Chief Operating Officer, but also working across many areas of the college, from the Reggie Lewis Center, where I served as the Executive Director for a time, and now in advancement, where I am serving as the Interim Vice President. But what has stayed closest to my heart is the work that we've done to strengthen our culture and investing in our people. Quite honestly, it's one of the reasons why I chose to stay at RCC longer than I originally planned. As many of you may or may not know, I was only supposed to stay at the college for a few months. I started as an interim. And when the president asked me to stay, I could not say no. And it has been truly an honor working alongside of him. From the very beginning, as I was getting to know Dr. Jefferson during the transition, something felt so aligned. We shared deep belief that people are at the center of everything we do. And that's when people feel seen, supported, and empowered, institutions don't just function, but they thrive. Many of you were part of those early conversations, those town halls where Dr. Jefferson asked those 3 but powerful questions. What should we start? What should we stop? And what should we continue? And we still live by those 3 questions today. I remember sitting there with those responses and feeling a real sense of optimism. There was always so much care and commitment and so many people ready to move forward and move Roxbury forward. It was clear this wasn't just a change, it was about building something stronger together. Not long into his presidency, we made a decision that reflected that commitment. We chose to invest in our talent already here. So instead of focusing solely on bringing in new leadership, we recognized and elevated the incredible leaders within RCC. While that may have surprised some, it was very intentional by the president. It reflected trust, belief, and a promise that he kept when he first started here. Since then, we've continued that work in meaningful ways, and to date, we have promoted 42 staff members internally. We have really begun creating real pathways for growth, recognizing talent that already existed within our community, and alongside that, we've focused on ensuring equity in how we support our employees, embedding in our values into how we show up every day. One of the moments I'm most proud of recently is the launch of our first ever Leadership Academy. Standing alongside of Dr. Jefferson to introduce that initiative was incredibly meaningful for the both of us. Today, that academy is serving 25 faculty and staff members, providing them with tools, support, and confidence to grow as leaders here at this college. Our first cohort will complete the program this summer, and already you can see the impact. And I truly believe that years from now, we'll see RCC leaders making a difference across the city, the state, and beyond, and know that it started here. Dr. Jefferson, it has truly been an honor to partner with you in this work. And I will say, I not only have a colleague in this journey, I have a friend and a true partner in doing this important work for our community. And your consistency, integrity, and commitment to people has shaped so much of what we've accomplished together. I'm grateful for the opportunity to work alongside of you and proud of what we built. And although I will be wrapping up this year sometime, it has been absolutely my pleasure to work alongside of you. And now it is my pleasure to formally introduce a leader whose impact is already being felt across this institution. Since beginning his tenure on July 1st, 2024, Dr. Jefferson has led with clarity, purpose, and deep commitment to student success, securing reaccreditation, strengthening our foundation financially, growing enrollment, and modernizing our operations. But beyond those milestones, what stands out most in his unwavering support on people is his ability to bring a community together around shared vision. Please join me in warmly welcoming our 18th president, Dr. Jonathan K. Jefferson, to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. From the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you enough for being here today and for your continued support of me, my administration, and Roxbury Community College. There's a bet among the presidents about how long my speech is going to be. I had to pause a moment because this day has more significance than you can imagine. It was around 11 years ago, around this time, that I lost my mother. Just 3 years ago, I lost my baby sister. And this past Thanksgiving, I lost my daughter. I know they're watching this, and they could not be more proud. When I look around this room, and I'll admit it's a bit hard to see everyone with these stage lights. I've asked them multiple times how we could fix these stage lights. I see so many familiar faces. I see my extended family sitting over here on the right, all of whom travel from out of state to be here today. I see my fellow college presidents here on the front row from the Massachusetts Community College System, and our RCC transfer partners that are sitting there in the audience. I see the faculty, staff, students, and leadership at the college who have honestly become a second family to me over the past 22 months. It ain't 20. And I see an incredible network of long-term college supporters, all of whom become a part of the RCC community well before my presidency, who have treated me like an old friend since the moment I joined this college. I am so grateful, more than you will ever know, for you being here today. As I look at your faces, think about what we've accomplished, and look forward to the future, the first thing that pops in my mind is, who would have thought? Who would have thought that a child of the 60s who grew up in Queens to a working class family, who participated in the nation's first Head Start program, yes, I'm that old, and Upward Bound, will one day serve as a college president? Who would have thought that an engineer would move on to management consulting, begin a career in four-year higher education, then choose to transition to community college leadership? Who would have thought that someone without local roots would be embraced so warmly by this community and selected by RCC's Board of Trustees to be the 18th president of Roxbury Community College? I don't think it was an accident that I ended up on this stage. I don't think it was a coincidence that a child who experienced busing integration in New York City is now serving as the president of RCC. And I don't think it's a mere circumstance that I exceeded all the expectations set before me throughout my career. But I am only here right now today because all of you gave me a chance, and I'm so thankful that you gave me that chance. Over the past 22 months, I've learned so much about what makes RCC such a special institution. In particular, I've gained a deep appreciation of the history of this college. I've immersed myself in the archives, reading the stories of RCC pioneers, and speaking with many of the very activists who fought to build this institution, who remain community leaders today. And I want to stop and think about when I stop to think about the college's founding, I ask, who would have thought that anti-highway protests of the 60s would lead to a highway of economic mobility called Roxbury Community College? At its core, that's what Roxbury Community College is, a highway to economic mobility. I don't doubt for a moment that the anti-highway protesters knew that they would be successful in stopping the construction of I-95. And I know that they were resolute in their demands that an institution of higher learning dedicated to providing exceptional academic programs to Boston's Black residents be built in its place. But I wonder if anyone could have imagined the Roxbury Community College of today and the promise it holds for every student. to provide education and professional development for sustainable economic mobility. The founders fought for a highway to economic mobility. Today, our roadmap for that highway is the RCC 2025 to 2030 Strategic Plan, also known as Roxbury 2030. That commitment to economic mobility is at the forefront of everything we've prioritized since the start of my presidency, and it will be at the core of all college activities throughout my tenure. It won't be 50 years. Importantly, I want to point out that this student-first mentality was present at RCC well before I started. In fact, I think it's one of the most remarkable tenets of this institution. All I've done is identify this true differentiator, build on it, and use it as a lens for the future. But this isn't something I've done alone. A president can't do anything of his own. It's something that everyone in this room accomplished together. I could not thank the faculty, the staff, the students, the governor, the lieutenant governor, the mayor, our senators, our representatives, our counselors. You made this possible. You opened up the door, you paved the road for us, and we are riding on it because of all the help that you've given us. So thank you all so very much. Let's take a moment to celebrate what everyone in this room has already accomplished in support of transferring Roxbury 2.0 into Roxbury 2030. If you're familiar with our strategic plan, you know that it's centered around 5 Ps. I should do a test. Faculty, no, kidding. 5 Ps, purpose, people, place, programs, and partnerships. Let's highlight and celebrate a shared accomplishment for each of the 5 Ps, focusing on the real impact that we are making. Purpose, infusing RCC's vision, mission, and values into our everyday work, celebrating our values in action, and creating a culture of empathy, belonging, and community connection are both central to the college's growth and central to my personal beliefs. As an institution, we have committed to telling our story and amplifying our identity and our values. Hopefully, you've seen the powerful You Belong banner on this building and in our advertising. See media coverage of the courageous work underway to keep the Roxbox stocked, and read the many student success stories centered around excellence and equity. Thanks to all who supported this work, and know that we're just beginning. People. In support of our people priority, we've strengthened our relationship with Boston Public Schools to close equity gaps in access, retention, and completion in pursuit of creating a thriving, diverse community where all individuals are equipped to succeed, lead, and grow. In just 2 years, and in the second full year of early college implementation, the EC Incubator has grown from an initial cohort of 35 students to almost 200 students across 3 high school partners. Over the past 3 years, RCC and BPS have developed a unique early college consortium model that prioritizes multilingual learners and provides flexible entry points designed to meet students where they are. This intentional partnership approach has strengthened the pipeline and expanded opportunities, demonstrating both strong demand and college capacity to scale equitable early college programming. Thanks to everyone in this room, from both RCC and BPS, you have been involved in this critical work from the beginning, and we thank you so much. Place. In August 2025, we opened RCC Connect, our one-stop solution located in the heart of campus. The true impact of RCC Connect isn't the building itself. It's the relief a student feels when they get all of their answers in one place. It's a place where students can find answers to critical questions about financial aid, course registration, and academic planning without having to walk back and forth across the campus to get simple answers. Opening RCC Connect required a Herculean collaboration across many departments, and it was designed, built, and staffed in just 4 months. 4 months, a $200,000 project from design to implementation to having served over 8,000 student transactions. I just want to take a moment to ask everyone who was involved in establishing RCC Connect or who works there currently to stand and be recognized. Come on, don't be shy. Programs. In early February of this year, the Massachusetts Board of Higher Ed approved RCC's new Applied Associates of Science degree in Smart Building Technology. This new degree is a true marketplace differentiator that will provide graduates with economic mobility and future-proof skills with a curriculum based on the already exceptional programming offered through RCC Center for Smart Building Technology. Additionally, through the work of our Provost and VP, Jim Whitley, we are creating our first 2 online programs. And we're offering 2 accelerated associate's degree programs in the fall, in the evenings, and on Saturdays. These programs provide an expedited pathway to high-earning jobs and growing industries. For all involved in this work, please stand and be recognized. I'm almost done. Partnerships. Strengthening RCC's key strategic partnerships was a top priority over the last year, and I can tell by the number of partner organizations represented today that we have spent our time wisely. I see our partners from the City of Boston's Worker Empowerment, Boston Public Schools, Northeastern, Embrace Boston, I almost sound like I was from Boston, the Roxbury Cultural Council, and the Boston Athletic Association, and many, many more. In fact, if you're here representing a partner of RCC or the Reggie Lewis Center, please stand and be recognized. In addition to strengthening these long-standing partnerships, we launched our first employer-powered Learn and Earn program with Mass League over this past summer, under the leadership of Mr. Michael Curry, who will speak to you a little bit later. This is only the start of many, many strong partnerships, and LG, we got the Learn and Earn thing, we got it. Remember that the 5 Ps of the strategic plan are grounded in student success and economic mobility. So I'd like to take a moment to highlight some of the recent student successes at RCC. Take, for example, Kiana Wilson. She recently achieved something truly remarkable, earning 2 prestigious Phi Theta Kappa scholarships. Her accomplishments include being named to the Phi Theta Kappa All-U.S. Academic Team and the 2026 New Century Transfer Pathway Scholar from Massachusetts. Selected from more than 2,300 nominees, Kiana will graduate next month with an associate's in liberal arts, having earned multiple consecutive 4.0 semesters during what she describes as an academic resurgence. She plans to enroll, actually she is going to be enrolling, in Northeastern on a full ride in the fall to get a bachelor's degree in digital communication and media. Tommy Nguyen, a student well known to many at RCC for his enthusiasm, perseverance, and consistent participation in RCC student activities. He transferred from RCC from another college and has thrived in his supportive, personalized environment. This semester, Tommy is completing his first Learn and Earn opportunity at the Suffolk Superior Courthouse. He is pursuing a degree in criminal justice to become a parole or probation officer. RCC student Christelle Jean-Louis, who is actually walking around here, saw an opportunity to learn more about the human side of biological sciences over the past summer, when the state made EFT funding available to cover the cost of workforce development programs. She learned about the opportunity to take a workforce program and earn a credential for free from RCC's Career and Internship Office and immediately signed up. Cristal earned her CNA, completed the externship component at Laurel Ridge, and served as a student speaker at the Workforce Development graduation ceremony last month. Cristal will graduate next month with her associate's in biological science, and her ultimate goal is becoming a doctor. Cristal, if you're around, wave your hand. Kiana, Tommy, and Cristal are three very different students with very different career goals. They all share the same trademark of resilience of RCC student body, which is resilience. But each has its own unique experience and goals, and each of these students benefited significantly from the RCC experience, which values and respects each student's individual needs. Kiana, Tommy, and Cristal, well, if you're here, stand up. You know what is the wonderful thing about seeing students like this? I can't wait to see them 10 years from now. The story of these RCC students are and always will be my North Star. RCC is a very special place, and we are the community college best suited to empower and support residents through the exceptional academic programs and wraparound support that they deserve. And I'll go a step further. RCC has always been an excellent institution. This college has been shortchanged throughout its history, and one reason is the inconsistency in leadership. I am proud to stand here today and restate to you all, I intend to be the permanent president this college deserves. Just not 50 years. To ensure that the next generations of Kianas, Tommys, and Cristals have the same opportunities, we must secure the financial future of this institution. And I'm proud to say that we are already building a strong foundation. Since the beginning of my presidency on July 1st, 2024, we have seen unprecedented financial success. In just 22 months, we have raised over $4 million in various gifts of various sorts, secured $10 million in new grants, obtained $5.5 million in earmarks and congressionally directed spending, just to say a few things. We have balanced the budget for 2 consecutive years and created a reserve that will soon exceed $2 million. The Roxbury of 2026 looks nothing like the Roxbury of 2024. And with your continued partnership, you will not recognize Roxbury in 2030. Before closing and introducing Mr. Michael Curry, I would be remiss not to ask you for direct financial support to keep this momentum going. Mama didn't raise no fool. Many of you participated in the Roxbury Community College Foundation's fundraising feasibility study and provided your invaluable input on our ambitious fundraising goals. The results are in, and we can be successful if we proceed with discipline and establish credibility. We will need to make changes to achieve our fundraising goals, but we are up to the task. The past 2 years have included many changes, and we are seeing positive results. In fact, this year, we exceeded our fundraising goal by over 75%. We are creating our annual fundraising as a volunteer-driven campaign. I'll be looking to you to join me. Together, we can support economic mobility through education, workforce certifications, apprenticeships, and seamless transfers for those pursuing bachelor's or master's degrees. I will always welcome your guidance and your financial support. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this new, not so new president who's trying to do something special for this community here in Boston. I appreciate you all taking time to listen to me today. It is now my pleasure to introduce a long-term supporter of RCC who has actively embraced and supported RCC's strategic vision in an incredible, meaningful way. Before I do that, how many minutes did I take, Phil? Michael Curry, Esquire, is the president and CEO of the Massachusetts League of Community Health Centers, which represents 50 health centers serving over 1 million patients across 285 practice sites across the Commonwealth. He is a current and nationally elected member of the National NAACP's Board of Directors, the regional administrator for 2 state conferences of the NAACP, and the past president of the Boston branch of the NAACP. He has been named annually as one of Boston Business Journal's Power 50 movement makers since 2022. And he is a former trustee of Roxbury and is engaged to a Roxbury alumni. I probably shouldn't have said that, but I did. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Michael Curry to the podium.
She reminds me all the time that she is a proud graduate of RCC, my fiance. I'm going to do this first and foremost. I'm going to ask for a bit of personal privilege. Well over 10 years, I think close to 15 years ago, Governor Patrick reached out to me and asked me to serve on the board of RCC during a very challenging time for this institution. And I was already a big supporter of the college. Many of us who are here hosted forums in this room. The NAACP would meet right down the campus. And I already felt like this was home for many of us who grew up in Roxbury. But when I became a trustee of this college, I had a different view of the faculty and staff and the students. I had a different view of how important and critical this institution is to Roxbury, to Boston, to Massachusetts. So I'm going to ask you to do me a favor in the program that you've been through so far this afternoon. Give a rousing round of applause for the past and present faculty, students, and administrators that served RCC, please. I got to serve with some phenomenal leaders, Steve Tompkins, who's here, Gerald Tratavian, good friend, advisor, mentor to me for many years. I just want to say it was an honor and a privilege to serve with you. Again, it's an honor to be here this afternoon celebrating Dr. Jefferson and the vision that brings us together. Dr. Jefferson, I will tell you that if this was a quiz, I would have passed. Purpose, people, place, programs, and partnerships. At the Massachusetts League of Community Health Centers, we take a thoughtful approach to building partnerships, academic partnerships. From our earliest conversations with Roxbury Community College around shared values to designing and implementing the Student Healthcare Workforce Initiative. We work side by side with RCC, our 22 community health centers in Boston, and most importantly, the students and their communities. Each step was shaped through collaboration, grounded in listening, and focused on impact. Together, we are building something practical and powerful, clear career pathways that connect learning to real work and meaningful careers. We're equipping students with hands-on experience, strengthening a workforce committed to community health, and creating opportunities to enter and grow within the field. At the same time, we are supporting community health centers in meeting their workforce needs without adding financial burden. For many students, especially those from the communities served by these health centers, this is more than an opportunity. It's a chance to give back, build networks, and see a future for themselves in this work. This partnership shows what is possible when we align education, practice, and community. It promotes economic mobility, builds social capital, and advances career pathways that strengthens the health center movement. This partnership that we're talking about this afternoon is a modern-day example of what was created 60 years ago when civil rights workers, activists, physicians, and nurses and patients came together with academic partners to launch the very first health center in the nation in Columbia Point in Dorchester. Dr. Jefferson, your vision reflects a deep commitment to opening doors, creating pathways, and connecting purpose to practice. We are grateful to be in partnership with you in this critically important institution and are excited for what comes next. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tresha Webster from the Berkeley Jazz Ensemble to the stage for her rendition of Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong.
Good evening. Testing. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, and dark, sacred nights. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
What a beautiful performance, Treasure. Thank you. Another round of applause for our performers. Before introducing our final speaker, I'd like to take a moment to highlight some of the work completed under Dr. Jefferson's leadership in the area closest to my heart, academic excellence. Having completed my 3 graduate degrees in Boston, I was always drawn to RCC and had an interest in working here. I joked while I was interviewing that I applied 4 times. Never had an interview. Guess the 5th time was the charm, though. During the interview process for my current position, I immediately connected with Dr. Jefferson, and I knew that I wanted to work with him and the many faculty and staff and students that I met during the interviews to help propel the college forward with his vision. Much like Dr. Jefferson, I have a lot in common with RCC students. I'm the first in my family to attend college, and I am keenly aware of the economic mobility that's resulted from my educational experience. Dr. Jefferson and I want every RCC student to have that same experience. And so we worked collaboratively with everyone in this room to solidify and grow RCC's academic portfolio. Over the past year alone, we've dedicated significant time and energy to expanding RCC's associates to master's programs and articulation agreements. Our flagship associate to master's workforce accelerator with Northeastern University has grown, and in August, the college signed an associates to master articulation agreement with Emmanuel College. Additionally, the college recently signed a transfer agreement with Delaware State University and an MOU with Johnson C. Smith University, 2 HBCUs that offer guaranteed admissions to RCC graduates. We also recently signed a new transfer agreement with Regis at the close of last semester. These transfer programs ensure that RCC students can continue earning degrees that lead to higher wages at little to no cost. We've also collaborated with faculty to refine the student experience in Canvas, our learning management system. Started implementing the Learn and Earn model across all program curricula, hosted RCC's first and second annual student hackathon. I see you, Dr. Bowen. And so much more. Dr. Jefferson, thank you for sharing my commitment to academic excellence and the belief that with the right customized support, every RCC student will thrive. I look forward to working more with you moving forward and everyone else in this room to make RCC an academic destination for all residents of Boston. It's now my pleasure to introduce our final speaker to formally close out the program, Reverend Dr. Ray Hammond. He's the chair of RCC's Foundation Board, which graciously agreed to sponsor today's inauguration, a longstanding champion for the greater Roxbury community and Roxbury Community College. Reverend Hammond has led the RCCF, our foundation, since its reestablishment and provided exceptional leadership throughout the college. Actually, his leadership throughout the college's 50th anniversary campaign resulted in over $6.3 million in fundraising. Reverend Hammond co-chaired the strategic plan, steering committee, and has remained a steady, reassuring presence at RCC for the past 7 years. Please join me in welcoming Reverend Hammond.
Good afternoon, everyone. Great to see you, and I'm going to ask if the other members of the Roxbury Community College Foundation Board who are here, Roshana Moore Evans, Robert Ward, and Gregory King would stand as they stand in place of the others who are not able to make it with us, and if you'd remain standing. Because I want to offer these words on behalf of the board, and first thanking Vice President Whitley for your very generous introduction. and by saying on behalf of the board that this really is an amazing day. What a remarkable, well-deserved, long overdue day. And I'm very much honored to be here in this role as chair of the Roxbury Community College Foundation Board. It's our distinct privilege to share that we were proud to be sponsors of today's inauguration, and we are going to reaffirm our ongoing commitment to RCC through programmatic funding, scholarships, through critical support that helps make the college's promise a reality for every student who walks through these doors. The board appreciates every opportunity to celebrate and stand alongside this college, and today's inauguration is one of the finest opportunities we've ever had. We're fully aligned with RCC's Board of Trustees in our support of Dr. Jefferson, his administration, and the entire RCC community, because our collective mission is very clear: increase student access, economic mobility, and academic excellence. And these are not just aspirations on a strategic plan. They are the lived realities that we are working together every day to make possible. Our continued collaborative efforts will ensure that every RCC student has the academic, financial, and well-being supports that they need for short and long-term success. As we think about this moment and this day, it's a time not only for celebration, but for reflection. To reflect about the fact that we've heard about reaccreditation, about fiscal recovery, about internal promotions, a leadership academy, new articulation agreements with universities across the country, growing enrollment, and a renewed sense of purpose that's palpable in these walls. These are not small things. They are amazing, and they're enormous. And they speak to just how far this college has progressed while honoring the history and legacy of an institution that has always been a community convener, a place of belonging, and a launch pad for possibility. Earlier, you heard the interim board chair, now stepping down, Izzy Marrero. And I want you to just think about the sweet beauty of the fact that a student served by this institution grew up to serve it at a time that it was needed. Thank you so much, Izzy. We heard Dr. Korn remind us that if President Jefferson has been asking what if, and has been doing it for over a decade. We heard Professor Anoha remind us that RCC's work is not the building of monuments, but the engraving of knowledge and possibility on the hearts of students, something that will brighten all eternity. That spirit of radical belief in students, of relentless partnership of community, that is RCC's enduring legacy. And what I see in Dr. Jefferson's early presidency is an administration that doesn't simply acknowledge that legacy, it is actively building on it. And Dr. Jefferson, I want to speak directly to you for a moment, because you entered this presidency at a pivotal moment, and you've met the moment with clarity, with integrity, and an unshakable focus on people. Your what-if questions have become what is possible, what is working, what is already here, waiting to be lifted up. And for that, we are incredibly grateful, so that we're here today again, not just to celebrate possibility, but reality. We want to take that moment to say, indeed, that as you go forward, this foundation stands with you. We're your partners in this work, in ensuring that the students who choose RCC have every resource they need to succeed. And we will not tire. We will not waver, because we believe, as you do, that education is transformation. And the transformation, when rooted in community and in equity, changes not just individuals, but families and neighborhoods and cities and generations. You know it as a firster in your family. I know it as a second generation, but my first exposure to college was my firster mother. Childcare at her institution included taking your kids to class with you. That was my first exposure at the age of 7, and she set our course for life. This is the work that we are doing together, and we're honored to do it alongside you. Now, I thought the main reason they asked me to speak was because I was here for the foundation, but I think it's because I'm a pastor, and I'm unabashed about taking up an offering. I thought for a minute about bringing the baskets from my church and passing them along, but this is the 21st century. And so it's my job to offer an invitation for you indeed to come alongside us, even as Dr. Jefferson has, because this foundation needs your help to fund the incredible work underway here. So please turn your print program to the back. I want you to find that QR code that links directly to our donation page. And we want you to know that there is no gift too large, no gift too small. Every contribution is an investment in a student's future and a vote of confidence in what RCC is becoming. And so we celebrate today not just the inauguration of a president, but the beginning of a new chapter for a beloved institution. That institution has survived, adapted, and served this community for generations. And we believe that that institution under Dr. Jefferson's leadership is ready to thrive in ways we have yet to imagine. And so, Dr. Jefferson, the foundation board, your board of trustees, this community, and this city are behind you. Go lead, go build, go ask, what if? Because we think we already know the answer. God bless you on this journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as the stage party, RCC faculty and leadership, and college presidents recess from the auditorium.